Yeah.
Yeah, we're on. Woo. Yeah.
Ain't that great? So what's going on in Chicago this weekend, guys? Have you you guys had any plans? Jay, I know you went to a concert the other night.
Yeah, actually, first country concert ever.
And not to mention your second show at Wrigley in a week.
Well, third in 3 weeks, but who's counting?
Wow. Oh, yeah, you saw the Piano Man, too.
You know it.
Damn, dude.
Very lucky individual. And hockey season's starting up, too, so.
So what does that have to do with Wrigley?
Oh, it's a better venue.
Excellent. But if you were so inclined, you could have been checking out the Riot Fest happening in Douglas Park this weekend. Brandon, I know you're looking forward to seeing that show tomorrow, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Who is it that you wanted to see on Sunday, September 13th at Riot Fest in Douglas Park?
No clue.
Well, on there's a number of stages going on at Riot Fest. They are called, in no particular order, the Radicals stage, the Revolt stage, the Rise stage, the Rebel stage, the Roots stage, the Rock stage, and then the Riot stage.
Come on, you know he wanted to be there tonight for Iggy Pop.
Oh, of course. Iggy Pop. I wouldn't pass up an opportunity to check him out. But some of the more interesting bands playing tomorrow in Douglas Park at the Riot Fest are Yellow Wolf. You guys know
I didn't even know that.
Cypress Hill. Snoop Lion. No?
No idea.
Snoop Dogg, man.
Snoop Dogg's going to be there.
Man.
I got the list right here.
Oh, do you got the list right there?
I do.
Oh, well, that's great. And let's see, who else? You might like Travis Riley, right? Terrace Riley? Terrace Riley. How did I get Travis out of Terrace? I don't know. Always, New Politics, the Concos, Rodrigo y Gabriela. Oh, that's my favorite. Tenacious D. Wow, where have they been? Not out making movies, that's for sure. The movies stunk anyway.
They're I can't stand any of his movies, to be honest.
Jack Black, yeah. Everybody talks about what is the Luchador movie? Lucha Libre?
Nacho Libre?
Nacho Luchador. The Nacho Luchador. Yeah, that was awful. I think the only movie that I found him fairly entertaining in was Tropic Thunder. Nobody's seen that one either?
Yeah, I saw it. It was, Robert Downey Jr. stole it.
Yeah,
He owned that movie.
What else is going on around Chicago? Brandon, I know you're going to love this.
Oh, here we go.
On Monday, at the House of Blues, performing one show and one show only, the fabulous Nick Jonas.
Oh.
Wow. He exploded from excitement.
Jumping out of the seat there.
Yeah. Correctamundo. But I think he's... Oh, there he is. And then Tuesday, a show I wouldn't mind checking out. I've seen him before. AC/DC.
Okay. At
Wrigley Field. Another huge concert at Wrigley. They're making their money leasing out the park to concerts and other events.
I don't know. They've been doing pretty good this year, though, so they might not need all that extra revenue.
No, they're greedy.
You don't want to get this fan going.
Wednesday at the Aragon Brawl Room, you could check out Azalea Banks.
Those two names don't seem to go synonymous.
No.
The Brawl Room.
And Azalea Banks. I don't even know what kind of music she plays.
It still doesn't go together.
Really?
It's kind of like milk and pizza.
That is a horrible combination.
You know.
Let's hear a little something from Azalea. 212 featuring Lazy J. Get a sample of what you could check out Wednesday at the Brawl Room. Okay, sounds like something I made on MTV's music generator back on the PlayStation.
Sounds like something you can make on your phone.
That's what I'm saying.
I can be the answer. I'm ready to dance when the vamp up. Then when I hit that dip, get your camera
I think we've heard enough.
Why'd you plug Crotch's phone in?
I could have told you that like 5 seconds.
Why did I plug his phone in?
Why are you playing his ringtones?
Oh,
Everybody's got jokes on Crotch today.
he does. And in walking right now, the resident mixologist, Jay Sal, everybody. Give him a moment to settle in, and we'll get him mic'd up if we have that technology available. Seeing as we had a rough start.
We can get it right.
Yeah.
What is this?
We got
a nice new co-host, man. We can't even hear him.
We got two more jokers in the other room, Jay.
What's up, dude?
Let's go. Jason.
So Jay and Jay are meeting for the first time, which is awesome.
Jay
Square right here.
He could be Jay. I'll be Jay Sal. Remember.
He could be the one and only Jay Sal. Jay Sal is not only the resident mixologist, but he is also the sports beat reporter for the LOERadio Show. We'll have a lot of sports coming up for you later on in the show, but as of right now, we're trying to get all squared away and settled in still. Not everybody arrived at the same time, so I couldn't prep the way I would have liked to. And then you got to account for all the technical issues, which is kind of lame. But also going on in Chicago over the next couple of days, a show I want to check out next Saturday at the Riviera would be that of the Hale Storm, featuring Lizzie Hale and her brother. Lizzie Hale is a fantastic artist and musician, and she's only about a 7 on the scale of looks, but her voice and her musical abilities make her a 10 automatically. So, you know, if you're into hard rocking female lead vocalists, you'd want to check that out. Also, it's hot, man. It's hot. Talk. Yes, he's there.
Hello, Chicago. What's up, everybody?
Welcome aboard, Mr. Sal. Thank
you.
Thanks for showing up.
Excuse my tardiness, everybody. But I made it. We here.
We started at the bottom.
That's
now
right.
We're here.
That's right. Started at the border. Now I'm here.
You made it, gringo.
That's right. I'm here. Estoy aquí en feliz. Good to be back. Good to be back.
Glad to have you. We were off.
Thank you.
We were off for a couple of weeks.
Yes, we were.
And as far as I know, WNUR has been having a bit of a transmitter issue with the main transmitter, so we're broadcasting from the backup this morning. Also, WNUR has got a fabulous new layout to their website, so if you were wanting to check out the live stream, you could do so, and ask them why the freeform scheduling doesn't have any show names in it. I'm kind of baffled by that. My show used to be on there for Sunday morning, and now it's just freeform in a huge block. So the freeform runs from 12 midnight to 6 a.m. Saturday nights into Sunday morning. And like I said, the views and opinions expressed by the LOERadio Show do not reflect that of WNUR or any other programming involved with Northwestern Radio. Yeah, dude, it's been a long week. I finally got my car back after having it sit at the mechanic for 3 weeks.
Terrible feeling.
Oh man, it was joy to get in the car and drive though. I've been driving around this crappy work van all for the last 2 months.
Brutal.
Yeah, that thing's falling apart too, man. Transmission's going.
So it was like the Jared Fogle van you were driving in? Or what was that?
yeah. I spray painted the word "free candy" on the side.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah, you saw me with the no windows.
Yeah. Well, we know we're not to go trick or treat at now.
That's right. Stay off of my block, son. Keep your kids away.
And daughter. Stay off the block, daughter too.
Yeah, especially daughters. So that's about it for music and concerts going on. There's other things happening as always, like Pizza and Pancake Fest or whatever. Oh, German Fest tomorrow in Lincoln Square, which I plan to attend.
Well, just keep in mind that it's not a suggested donation; it's a mandatory donation.
That's right.
Which is oxymoron in itself. But.
Where's a moron? Don't answer that.
So it's like the NFL, right, with the voluntary mandatories.
Precisely. Exactly.
Yeah. Those other cats in the next room are reservists, and they can tell you about all of that kind of neatness.
We actually call it voluntold.
Voluntold.
Mandatory fun.
You've been voluntold.
Yeah.
We actually have a mandatory fun tomorrow.
That's hilarious.
And what does your mandatory fun consist of?
Family Day.
Oh, yeah? So what, they throw out, like, the beach blankets and you guys have picnics or what?
Yeah, for the most part, that's pretty much all it is.
They got some food for us. We got to be there from a certain time to a certain time. Can't leave until a certain time. And we have to pretend to have fun.
Well, there's nothing wrong with having a cold one, lighting one up, and just chilling on the bouncy house for like 2-3 hours.
Yeah,
man.
while you're on base as well.
No alcohol.
No alcohol?
Yeah,
No.
and most assuredly no
lighting
smoky. No getting lifted on base.
Exactly.
Well, hey, the blue stuff in the container is not just a Gatorade. You make it what you want. They call me the blue MFer.
Juice.
That's right.
Yeah, some blue. I want some blue.
That's right. The purple, son.
Yeah. So that's about it for shows and such. But it's time to dabble in some news from around Chicago. And one article we covered a little bit a couple of shows back. It was about how Netflix is getting taxed by the city of Chicago for streaming media. And it falls into the entertainment tax category somehow or another.
Or otherwise known as the cloud tax.
Yeah, we can make whatever the hell we want to up tax.
Didn't even pass the board if I understand that right. It was just,
no.
It's just enacted, that's it.
Yeah, Springfield thinks they run stuff like they're just the emperors. You know, they could just, okay, this is law now. You must pay. Since, the Illinois lottery is having trouble paying out anything over $25,000. They're actually giving out IOUs instead. They're getting sued as well.
Yeah, that's why you should drive to Wisconsin or Indiana there, guys. Absolutely. They're paying theirs on time, last I heard.
Yeah, there's nobody there playing the lottery.
So that's more reason for you to go and win, man.
Yeah.
They spend their paychecks on it.
What are you going to win, like $800 in the grand prize drawing?
It's 800 more than I came with.
That's true. This is true, sir. But Chicago is being sued over said amusement tax on streaming services Netflix and Spotify. In a report that comes from Fox News.
Oh, so it must be right.
A group of Chicago residents is suing the city for allegedly trying to sneak in a 9% tax on streaming media services like Netflix, Spotify, and Amazon Prime. The nonprofit Liberty Justice Center filed a lawsuit in Cook County Circuit Court on Wednesday, claiming the city had no authority to impose said tax, approved in June, which is expected to result in bill hikes for thousands of Chicagoans. The suit argues the city finance department's decision is illegal, and the comptroller exceeds his authority. Specifically, the suit claims the tax was slipped in using a creative interpretation of an old municipal code. Instead of passing a new tax, the city extended Chicago's existing amusement tax to include paid subscriptions for streaming digital music, TV shows, and games. Chicago city officials estimate the 9% amusement tax will raise about $12 million annually to help close a budget gap, even though there's $6 billion in debt. I added that last part. But the lawsuit argues that Chicago aldermen should have had a vote in the decision to tax. Of course they should have. It's like,
Isn't that why we vote them in?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What good is
Check and balances, right?
Well, what good is having an alderman if they just go over his head, Each district in Chicago is represented by an alderman elected to serve a 4-year term. There are 50 aldermen in the city of Chicago's council. Some quotes from other aldermen. No alderman voted on this tax. Jeffrey Schwab, an attorney with the Liberty Justice Center, told Chicago Tribune. It never went before the Chicago City Council, which makes the so-called Netflix tax an illegal tax. If the city wants to tax internet-based streaming media services, then it should put the measure through the political process and let Chicagoans have their voices heard through the democratic process. Let's see. Streaming services have already had their own problems. Then you want to add more money to it. So I just feel like, no, taxing, stop it. Columbia College student Fred Jones told Fox 32. I agree, man. You can't. This service has been around forever. Well, not forever. Literally, it's been around for like 10 years. But since they moved to more streaming movies rather than the old by mail cataloging system they used to have, like, this is just somebody with some authority was like, hey, look, this is pretty popular. We can get a few cents on every stream out there. And that's what? How many millions in Chicago alone, you know?
Precisely.
That's like saying, let's just put instead of doing yearly window stickers in Chicago, let's do bi-yearly stickers. So every June and December, you have to go buy another sticker.
You kidding me? The Madigan mission won't get their cut.
They had families full of criminals, dude. Oh, man, I can't wait till they're gone. But that's about it. You guys got any comments, any concerns?
I actually got something in tandem to that. Is anybody familiar with Apple TV?
I hear it's pretty baller.
Actually, I was just I got one as a little housewarming gift. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, it's like a USB box, right? Like a little.
Precisely. Well, HDMI box, and you can turn around, stream it through your Wi-Fi. But it's really going to, like the article I'm seeing here, you know, the question is, will Apple TV destroy Netflix? This gives you the option to sign up with your cable provider and, I mean, go to Fox, go to a number of, you know, regular programs that people watch, but also do Hulu, Netflix, and a number of others.
So what is it doing different that, like, DirecTV and, you know, Comcast aren't doing?
Well, it's a direct streaming. So you know how if you have a Blu-ray player, like a newer Blu-ray player, you could generally stream a lot of these options.
Yeah, you can go to Netflix or
right,
whatever.
But they're not as sound. And the one thing that I noticed about this Apple TV, it's very smooth, very sound. The picture's amazing. It blows Netflix's image out of the water.
So, but is it being interrupted at any point? Like, if the weather's crappy, does the signal get kind of scummy? And
if you've got a weak signal, because I just got myself a new modem, so that made the world of difference. That's where it will buffer on you, is where on a Blu-ray it'll cache that data, so to say.
Yeah.
And then kind of catch up. You won't get that on the Apple TV, so that is one drawback. But if you got a strong enough internet, you could stream whatever you want. 1080p looks great. And I have to kind of agree with this, this question, will it destroy Netflix? I can see it definitely giving it a major run for the money.
Right, but from what I understand, Netflix has exclusive deals with certain movie houses to have their movies, so you can't find them anywhere else.
Well, my question is, all right, so will it give them a run for their money? Netflix is currently on Apple TV. Will they pull the license?
Well, if it's a competing format, I would assume they would probably charge like some sort of something to them to host it,
Well, can you charge a customer twice?
No, but you can charge Netflix to have their service on Apple TV. You'd be like, if you want to reach these, how many thousands of people,
just cut out the middleman.
Yeah. So
once you buy that box, that's it. So anything acclimated to that, like say HBO.
You don't pay any subscriptions or anything? Like,
nah, not unless you want like HBO Now.
Go.
Which is, the Go is if you already have it. Yeah. Now is like if you don't have anything, you pay like $15 or $18 a month and you get like everything they've ever had.
Right.
But I mean, it's competition, and competition's good for the marketplace. Apple will be in the competition. I don't know if that's so good, but
I mean, they dominate like other competition in the form of cell phones. Like, they've got the market cornered for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
When it comes to phones. But I don't know. I got to get a hands-on kind of demonstration to see what it's all about. But also, other Apple news unrelated, they released the Apple Pencil this week. You guys heard about this?
Yeah, no. The stylus.
That's all it is. It's a stylus for an iPad. And they're like, no, it's a pencil. I promise you, there's no graphite in there, and you can't draw with it outside of using it on the iPad. But so I really think Chicago should back off of this entertainment tax. We pay way too much already entertainment tax. Every time you go to the movie theater, every time you go to a restaurant or a themed place, an amusement park, anything. Oh, you're having fun. You got to pay an extra 9 cents every dollar.
Well, what about the sugar tax that was just recently proposed?
They were trying that in New York, dude, and that bombed miserably. Remember how in New York they were trying to do where you couldn't sell more than like a 32-ounce Coke? People were like, I need a beach bucket full of cola. You got it.
And my triple gulp.
I need my Beatus. I gotta get
Damn right, that's my money, fool.
I gotta had the Beatus.
It's like that Simpsons episode where they tried to ban all the sugar.
Yeah, people went bananas.
Start bootlegging, boy. Got them cupcakes, man. What's up, man? What you want to do?
I can see Jay on the corner, like,
That's right,
with a trench coat. I got them ho-hos and them ding-dongs,
That's right,
son.
man. I got 2 types of ho-hos, man. Which one you want, man? You want the cream-filled one, or you want the one that's standing on 2 legs?
Oh.
She may be cream-filled after your visit, sir.
Zing! Hey, once again, the LOERadio radio show may be inappropriate for some of the sensitive, more younger listeners out there. So, you just bared witness to one of those reasons.
I miss being here, man. Come on now, man.
I miss having you, man.
Thank you. I miss being here with you.
I tried to do the show here by myself a couple weekends ago,
and
it didn't go well at all. I refused to even cut clips and put them on the internet. Turning to a little bit of sad news. I'm sure you guys have all heard about the policeman in Fox Lake who was murdered by 3 retards. No?
Oh, yeah. Well, actually,
does anybody watch TV in this room?
No, actually, I was going to say I lived up that way, not too far from there.
Fox Lake?
Actually, yeah, I used to drive past the station there. I used to see his pickup all the time. I used to see him driving through Wakanda, actually.
Really?
I lived up in Island Lake for roughly about 10 years. So he's very heavily involved in all the local schools.
This guy is fairly famous. I mean, it's getting a lot of attention on
calling him G.I. Joe now.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, that's what his
he
buddies
did serve
called
in the
him.
Army, so.
Yeah. What was his name? Joe
Glenowitz, I believe.
Glenowitz, yeah. But a recent article here from CNN says that the mystery surrounding the death of this police officer deepens. And we're going to have to go to the tape to find out what exactly.
Yeah, but you're on CNN, buddy. They're the ones that reported having somebody in custody when there was nobody in custody.
Well, yeah, CNN's a crackpot organization. But then again, which one isn't? So I'm just going to go with their news at face value.
Shot wound on Lieutenant Charles Glenowitz was so devastating, the medical examiner says that it only took 1 bullet to kill the veteran officer. Tonight, sources tell CNN that bullet was fired into Glenowitz's torso, entering at a downward angle. Even, a source says, as he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
It's quite unusual because clearly you'd have to get close enough to your victim to have this happen. You'd have to get the gun
like a
away
struggle,
from
perhaps?
The lieutenant. It seems that there was a proximity, it was a close-in shot with the gun.
The noise you're hearing is my helicopter on the roof.
CNN has learned the medical examiner has still not ruled out if that shot was fired by one of the 3 suspects the officer described in a radio call moments before his death. Police say the case is still being investigated as a homicide, but have not seen the suspects on any surveillance video recorded near the scene.
Uh-oh.
We are continuing this investigation based on the information that was provided to us from day one that Lieutenant Glenowitz identified
First 48, buddy.
that he pursued into a heavily wooded area. Officers responded to back him up, and they found him killed.
Police have remained tight-lipped about any evidence they do have, saying only that someone else's DNA along with the officer's gun was found near his body.
That could be semen, though.
CNN that gun had been fired, but police won't say if it fired the fatal shot.
By looking at that bullet, looking at the striations, the markings on that bullet, it should be quite simple to show whether or not it was the officer's gun that fired that round. Then the gun becomes very crucial because there might be DNA or fingerprints on that gun.
So CNN here appears to be claiming that there's a potential or a probability that this cop may have shot himself and killed himself. Or he somehow had his gun relinquished from him and was shot and killed with his own gun. So that's kind of bogus in either direction. And they still haven't caught and questioned any of these guys, right?
No, they had that false lead with that crazy
that
chick,
woman,
Yeah.
that she just invented the story for attention and led these guys, and oh my goodness, the manpower behind that search and just to find out, and all the taxpayers' hard-earned money going to waste just for this lady to get
What if nothing really happened and this guy did get into some trouble by himself?
I don't see that.
But they said no surveillance cameras nearby caught any of them.
They're not gonna. If that's the case, they're not going to
keep.
guys.
Yeah, they're going to keep that close to the chest. And I can tell you, just knowing, I know that exact area. It's very marshy, very rural. You got Route 12, not too far from there. What is that? Route 12, and I believe 59. But yeah, it's there's a lot of like what you would consider marshy or swampland. If they took off on foot in that vicinity, like they said, they had to know the area. They had to know the local populace. Realistically, I mean, suicide, downward chest, above your vest, that just, nah. They're keeping this close to the chest, I think.
Yeah, and if there is some weirdness, they're not going to tell you that either.
Absolutely not.
So it's I don't know. I don't know who to believe in any official statements anymore. ever since 9/11, which
it's all going to be theoretical until it all plays out. But I mean, in theory, the DNA that they could have recovered, if there was a struggle and they did go for the officer's weapon, that leather would hold the sweat, would hold a print.
Yeah.
So they got to have something to go on. It's just minuscule, I think.
I agree. J. Sal?
Yes.
What do you think?
I think they jumped the guy.
You
I think they took his
I
gun
agree.
from him, and I think they shot him.
You think he got out to take a leak and it came up from behind him?
Absolutely,
Threw
I
a
do.
pillowcase over his head?
Or something. I mean, you got
actually
3 against 1, and you got
Yeah.
3 guys that are reportedly suspicious activity, gentlemen, that they were doing, that they were looking at maybe an attempted robbery.
All right.
something.
There's actually a lot of cookhouses up that way too, unfortunately to say. But
Let me put a scenario by you, Jay. Big J, you're coming home from a late night, maybe concert or something. It's like after midnight. You get home, you're by yourself. You pull up, and you see 3 suspicious dudes rustling around, like in your front, of the front of your house, or like maybe even inside your house. Do you approach? Do you say something? What do you do? Like, because I'm putting it. The cop shows up, 3 suspicious individuals.
am I the officer? Am I an officer? Am I a sworn officer?
Well, in this scenario, I guess you'd have to be.
All right, in this scenario, if I'm a sworn officer, first and foremost, you turn around and call for some form of backup, which he did.
Mm-hmm.
And the backup arrived within 2 minutes, and he was dead within that 2 minutes. That leads us to, a kind of an acclinary point. CCL in the state of Illinois, the state that has the most, strictest laws on the books, in comparison to actually some other states have gotten a little stricter.
Yeah, but none as strict.
Correct.
Illinois
And
is the toughest.
You need to be able to have the right to stand your ground and defend yourself. Now, whether you make that choice to pull that trigger, you're going to have to live with those consequences and suffer those ramifications. But that's for training, hours in the range, blah, 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 blah. So you get all that training. You're a trained officer of the law. You do your routine, your backup. Are you going to turn around and approach them? Me personally, I'd wait for the backup to arrive, but I would not lose them. I would follow them. I would, surveillance. He witnessed what they said was, what was that? Erratic behavior, I believe it was.
Mob action.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was called when we were young.
Yeah, that's exactly what he pulled up on him.
But the area he picked them up in was a little abandoned lot, so they really had no reason to be there whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, it's a sad state of affairs when we live in a world where a cop just doing his job can get senselessly murdered by three of the worst individuals out there. If you had something you wanted to say on the topic, you could dial us up at area code 847-866-9687. Once again, the phone number for the LOERadio Radio Show, actually WNUR Studios, is area code 847-866-9687. Not taking music requests right now, but if you want to call in and weigh in on some of the topics we're covering, we'd be happy to have you on. Finally, before we go to break, there's a video of a waitress from Ed Debevics that's been circulating the internet. I don't know. Have you guys heard this?
Yeah, I saw part of that.
You saw part of it?
Yeah, I saw part of that.
All right. Have you guys ever been to Ed Debevics? Brandon?
Yeah, I went a couple years back. I don't even know if they're around here anymore.
The one on, what is it, Ohio Street?
Yeah, downtown.
Yeah,
across from the old Planet Hollywood.
Yeah, is that gone?
It's still there.
Yeah, that's the one I ate at.
Got the experience, went there once. No need to go back.
Yeah, I didn't find it too thrilling. The only thing that happened while we were there is that Jim Belushi was sitting like 5 tables down from us.
I'm sorry to hear that, man.
He's not a bad guy. I mean, it didn't really look like him without the makeup because his face looks like a meteor strike hit it. But I swear it was just beat up. And
see, now you're just being cruel to meteors when you say that.
Man, you don't like the Belushi, do you?
I actually had a chance to see him at Ravinia 3 days after Santana 3 years ago.
Doing what?
I
Comedy?
saw him. No, he was doing. He was the Blues Brothers with Dan Aykroyd.
Oh, I remember that.
And I tell you what, I saw maybe the first 2 songs, and I'm like, yeah, man, stick to acting, man. You're not a musician, buddy. You act like one in the movies.
Your brother was
and
the
TV.
famous
Not his brother.
His brother was the backbone and everything to that concept known as the Blues Brothers. All
he
Chicago.
Was the soul. I feel the soul.
That's right. Well, he represents Chicago, and he's in his show and Life with Jim or whatever it was called, the network show that he had. He was always repping Chicago, and that's good. But yeah, he's too Hollywood now, man. He's been Hollywood.
Yeah.
Since he was on SNL, following his brother's footsteps.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, I just like
He was only in one good movie that I can remember, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Red Dawn.
Oh, Red Dawn. They filmed that on North Side. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Arnold was playing a Russian in that movie with the worst accent ever.
That's right.
Every movie's got the worst accent.
Yeah, well, I mean, when he's trying to sound normal, like his Austrian self, but when he's trying to put on a Russian accent, it just don't work. He's mush mouth.
It's more like, get to the chopper.
You go to the chopper now. No. All right, so Ed Debevics Waitress making the rounds. We're going to play the clip that is going somewhat viral. It's got almost 700,000 hits on it. But apparently this group just came in and doing a little rabble-rousing, and they started this waitress up. So we're going to go to the tape, and this is the waitress from Ed Debevics in Chicago being rude to some customers.
Drinking.
I'd like a Diet Coke.
I'd love to get you one, and I'll shut you up. What do you want? You're like 35. The kids menu is 8 and under.
You should have something on the adult menu.
Oh my god. Do I look like I'm in charge of anything? Alright, that's fine. You know what? Fine. You want to cheap out? That's cool. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking?
What are you drinking?
Your lemonade is going to be this big because you're ordering off the kids menu and I'm not refilling it for you. What do you want?
Sounds like she's taking hormone therapy.
What?
She heard you.
Weird. Off the regular menu or the baby menu?
Baby 7.
All right, enjoy your ridiculously tiny hamburger. What are you drinking?
Urine.
Whatever. You. What? Great. Drink. Cheap. You. What are you getting? Off the baby menu?
I want some hams. You got hams beer?
That's fine. Let's save you money so you can figure out how to leave me a decent tip, okay? Because right now I have no prayer at all.
So far, you're not earning one.
You know what, Grandpa? If I was nice to you, I'd get canned, okay? If you want good service, you go somewhere else. I know Hooters is probably more your speed, but you came here on purpose, okay? You used that line already, and it wasn't funny. What are you drinking? A little more specific,
Arsenic.
Great. Dad, what do you want?
Taco platter.
Tacos? You want chicken or beef?
Chicken.
And toilet water for you. Anything for the little
Toilet
one?
water.
No, she's going to eat
I actually gave my uncle
That's a
toilet
big
water
waste of
once.
space. What do you want?
I'm gonna have a 3-way bowl of chili.
Is that all you're eating?
And a strawberry shake.
3-way bowl, heartburn, strawberry shake. All right, pass all the grown-up menus down. What?
Spaghetti.
Do I have spaghetti? Did you see it anywhere on the menu?
I didn't even look.
Yeah, that's because we don't have it, okay? You're at a place that gives out paper hats. You want spaghetti? Go to an Italian restaurant, okay?
Well, you have some pizza.
Yeah, that's because we get it from Gino's because we own the building.
Ooh, how feisty! Let me lay something out there. If you want rude and like just obnoxious people to serve you food, you go to the Wiener Circle.
Yeah, I'd rather get a chocolate shake from the sisters at Wiener Circle.
That's
like at
right.
2 a.m., man.
You
tip $20.
Yes, be ready to tip $20 if
right.
you order a chocolate shake.
That's right.
At the Wiener Circle, 2500 North Clark in Chicago.
I want a musical number from when we tipping them 20.
Hell yeah! I want the extended play from
Absolutely.
Genuine.
I want the eggs, bacon, grits, sausage. I want them to show me that, man. What's up, girls? Get in a circle, man. Come on.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Did they sing a?
They're not gonna sing that to you. They'd be like, "Go Timmy, it's your birthday.
Twerk it out. All right, it's about time for our first music break. The first break is usually alternative rock music. Second break's usually rap and hip hop. So if that's more your speed, you're gonna have to wait a little while. But after the break, is a huge internet spitstorm. We'll get into that. So, but I'm gonna play a little bit of AC/DC as we go on a break here. You guys, we'll be back. This is WNUR, the LOERadio Show, 89.3 FM, Chicago Sound Experiment.